Over the past couple of years, unusual weather events have had a big impact on the city of Moore. That includes this year's record heat wave.
It's caused issues with our streets. Within the last 3 years, we've had an ice storm, we've had a record cold winter. This year we're having a near record hot summer. Throw in some wet periods and some drought in there also, and those things just take their toll. And it's important for us to be responsible to try and keep up and maintain these things.
The funding for maintenance and repairs comes from the city's half-cent sales tax. More residents will have a chance to vote on the half-cent sales tax coming up on Election Day. City Manager Brooks Mitchell hopes voters remember that this is not a new tax and that it's critical to help provide essential services.
Oh, it's vital because as the city grows, the demand for the services continue to go up. So we have more calls to the fire department for health issues, things like that. We have more service calls from the police department, and with our residential streets, we have some aging infrastructure here that we need to go in and do maintenance on.
Now, a half penny may not sound like much in the constant battle to stay current in all these areas, but Mitchell says the tax raises about $4.3 million a year. That's 1 penny for every $2 spent in Moore. And on Election Day in November, more voters will have a chance to renew the half-cent sales tax and continue to provide these essential repairs and public safety services.
What this does is it's allocated 70% to residential streets, 20% for public safety equipment, and then 10% for public safety operations. So the 70% for the public streets, that allows us to spend a little more than $4 million a year to do maintenance on residential streets. Some streets we have to repair, potholes, panel replacements, things like that.
Again, this is not a new tax. It's a continuation that allows the City of Moore to direct much needed funds to residential street repairs, drainage projects, and public safety equipment for police and firefighters. It also allows the city to hire more police officers and firefighters. Mitchell says that without this half-cent sales tax, the city could be forced to use money from the general fund, which could cause cutbacks on other important services.
Well, we have a very nice city, and in order to continue to have a very nice city, we have to maintain it. And so as far as the residential streets, we need to have a funding source to be able to go in and do the necessary repairs. As far as the public safety equipment, the police and fire, when they're out in the field, their equipment, it wears out, it needs to be replaced. This allows us to stay current with their needs. And then as far as the operations part of it, this allows us to hire additional police and firefighters or any other operational expense that we may need that's not part of the traditional budget.
It's also important to understand the difference between the half-cent sales tax and the recent general obligation bonds. GO bonds provide funds for major projects like the 34th Street Bridge, the upcoming 4th Street Railroad Underpass, and other street projects on major traffic arteries like Eastern and Broadway. More residents will have a chance to vote on the half-cent sales tax coming up on Election Day. That will be on Tuesday, November 8th.